Hello friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video let us see some questions from wheels and tires. This is there included in your APPSC and TSPSC AMVI syllabus. Right. In the ply cards run, if the ply card run in the direction of the tire axis, then it is called, there are basically four types of tires, right? One is a bias ply type, second one is belted bias type, ply type tire, and third one is cross ply tire type tire, and fourth one is radial ply tire. Let us see the difference between the cross section of the tire in these two types of tires. So in cross ply tires normally the cards, so if you see the cross section of a tire, so the cards are woven, right? So these cards are normally woven at 45 degrees angle to the center line of the wheel, and they are crisscrossed in the case of cross ply tires. But whereas in case of radial ply tires, these cards are arranged at 90 degrees angle to the center line of the wheel, and they normally overlap. Okay, so this overlapping is yet another specific characteristics of a radial ply tire. So the correct answer is 90 degrees is nothing but radial. So the correct answer is D. Now let us go to second question. In tubeless tire, so the name itself says that the tire doesn't have any tube inside. Normally most of the tires will have tubes inside, but a tubeless tire do not need a separate tube, okay, to take the load. So in a tubeless tire, another specific feature of this particular tubeless tires is that a non-return valve is normally fitted to the rim, and also these tubeless tires offer some specific advantages, okay, from the driving point of view. So what are these? So number one, they are going to offer less unsprung weight. So what is this unsprung weight? It is the weight of the suspension, wheels and other connected components. So definitely if you go for a tubeless tire, it is going to offer less unsprung weight and better cooling. It is going to offer better cooling also of the tires. So it is very much required, yes or no? Otherwise, because of the expansion of the air in the tire, the pressure will rise and it may be subjected to puncture also. Now third one is lesser rolling resistance. So this rolling resistance is the resistance between the tires and the road wheels and your road surface, right? If this is less, definitely we will have more, we can drive at high speed, so the power will be more power will be available, right? Now the fourth one is comfortable ride. So it is going to offer yet another advantage is that it is going to offer us comfortable ride, and another advantage is that there is a slow leakage of air in case of tubeless tires, but in case of tube tires, the tires which are having tubes, normally the leakage is not that slow. It is at a faster pace compared to your tubeless tires. And one more advantage is that simple assembly and improved safety. So because of all these advantages which are offered by tubeless tires, we normally sometimes we go for, so where our requirements are these, we will go for tubeless tires. Now coming to the free wheel, so the correct answer for this particular is D. So what is this D? Here we have seen that air leakage is slow when tire is punctured by a nail as long as it remains in the tire. So let us mark the answers. First one, we have seen that it is radial ply tire, and second one is air leakage, right? Let us go to the third one. Free wheel unit. What is this free wheel unit and where it is mounted? So first of all, let us see what is this free wheel unit. Then we will see where it is actually mounted. So is it clutch and gearbox, or engine and clutch, or gearbox and propeller shaft, or propeller shaft and rear axle? We know the transmission from the engine. Let us come to the transmission. What is this transmission? Engine, then your flywheel, then your clutch, then your gearbox, then your first universal joint, then your propeller shaft, then second universal joint, and then finally differential from the engine side. Okay, this is your transmission system. Now in some vehicles, a free wheel unit, it is also called free wheel clutch. The another name for free wheel is the free wheel clutch. This is provided just after the gearbox. So normally, so we see in your bicycles also, right? So it is similar to bicycle, the action in the bicycle. Okay, free wheel in the bicycles also we find free wheel, right? The action of this particular free wheel unit, which is normally arranged or given in certain automobiles, it is going to be the action is similar to the bicycle free wheel. So what is this? Let us see. Right, the inner driving member normally is connected to the gearbox. We have already seen that it is provided after the gearbox, right? We have seen what is the transmission system. Now the inner driving member is connected to the gearbox shaft and outer one to the propeller shaft. Between the gearbox and propeller shaft we have of course definitely these are going to be connected through universal joint. So now what do you call this one, the inner driving member is connected to the gearbox shaft and the outer one to the propeller shaft, right? So in between them it is going to be connected. So what are these advantages of providing this particular free wheel unit? Let us see. So because of the provision of the free wheel unit, the engine can idle simply by closing the throttle without bringing the gears in neutral. Normally bringing in neutral is required, okay, for the above operation, but if these are provided it is not required. Now gear changing at low speeds is much simplified, which otherwise is difficult, right? And because actually the clutch need not to be engaged for this purpose, right? The third, yet another advantage for this from this point of view or provision of free wheel unit is that less wear on the transmission, because whenever the car free wheels, the engine and the gearbox are disconnected from the propeller shaft, right? Now another advantage, on long downward slopes an appreciable amount of fuel is saved. This saving may be approximately 20%. So we are going to get higher mileage by using a free wheel unit. Okay, so what is the correct answer? The correct answer is gearbox and propeller shaft. Gearbox and propeller shaft. Now friends, for a tire designation P265/70 R17, 265 stands for. There are various types of designations, friends. Actually there are 3 or 4 types of designations, right? Though in the first one, let us say for example I have got a designation of the tire called, let us say 145 SR13. So what is this? 145 SR and the hyphen a small 13. So here 145 indicates the width and 13 represents the diameter, that is inches, but it will be in inches, and R is meant for your radial type of tires, right? 13 R, we have seen 145, right? Next, yet another representation is 350 into 8, for example. So this is normally used for cross ply tires. So what is here 3.5 and what is here 8? 3.5 is the width, tire width in inches, and 8 is the diameter again of the wheel in inches, tire in inches, right? There is yet another designation 900 dash 900, for example 900 dash, we will come to this friends shortly, 900 dash 20 dash 12. So what is this? So here width is 900 mm and your 20 inches is the rim diameter and 12 is the ply rating. There is something called ply rating. So this last digit in 900 and 900 dash 20 dash 12 is going to tell us about the ply rating, right friends? There is yet another one more type of designation is also there, but it is not required. Let us say for example FR 78 dash 15. So here F represents the tire size and tire size and load carrying capacity, R for radial tires types, and 78. So what is this 78? It is the percentage of the aspect ratio, and 15 is the diameter of the tire, right? So what is this aspect ratio? It is actually the ratio of the width to the thickness, tire width to the tire thickness, and this is going to be normally let us see, first of all let us see this question. So what exactly this P265/70 R17, in this designation what 265 stands for? So the 265 number here indicates that the tire has a width of 265 mm. Friends, you have to be very careful. In certain designations, actually, the combination of units are followed. For example, certain dimension is given in inches and certain dimensions are given in mm. So you have to be very careful, right? Whether it is in inches or in your mm. Now 70, so what is this number? Normally if you find some number around before less than 100, 80, 85, 70, 65, so this is going to indicate the aspect ratio. This number tells that our tire has an aspect ratio of 70%. Okay, so in other words, our tire sidewall height from the edge of the rim to the tire tread is 70% of the width. So that means W by T is equal to 0.7 or 70%. So in this case, the sidewall height works out to be 185 mm. Okay, friends. So this is the designation of the tire designation of the radial ply tires. Okay, friends. In this video, we have seen some good questions from your wheels and tires. In the next video, we are going to meet with yet another very important topic from your subject point of view for your automobile engineering second paper for your AMVI. Let us meet in the next video. See you.